Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and for today's video we're going to be doing this super easy spring makeup look. This requires only 2 eyeshadows and a bronzer, so super easy and spring appropriate. I'm just going to keep this intro pretty short, so make sure to subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and yeah, if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So to prime my eyes today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Wear Camo Concealer, and I'm just gonna dot this onto my eye. So I really like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer to underneath my eyes and to prime my eyes because it does dry down pretty matte, and since I'm not gonna set my eye with powder today, I kind of like using a concealer that just sets itself and doesn't stay super tacky. But the only problem I find with the e.l.f. concealer is the packaging. Every time I close it or open it, there's just so much concealer on the wand that it just goes all over the tube. When I close it, it just kind of like starts to come out the sides and it makes such a mess. But it is a really good cheap concealer. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So for today's eyeshadow, we're only using like 2 colors really, but we're gonna be using the Life's a Drag palette by Lunar Beauty and the Morphe x James Charles palette. Just the yellow in here is really the only other color. And I'm also gonna use my Fenty bronzer just to add a little definition. What we're gonna do first is take Campy, the yellow in the Lunar Beauty palette. Then we're also going to take this bright yellow shade from the Morphe x James Charles palette. I'm just going to take this on a M441 brush. This is just a big fluffy brush. So I'm just going to take and mix both of those yellows together. I'm kind of just going to, this is already dried down. It kind of feels like I've already set it with a powder. But we're just going to place this into our crease. I'm not taking this color too high in my crease. Just keeping it right there, like mostly in the socket of our crease. If I stamp these on, these would be a little bit more pigmented, but I'm not trying to make this super pigmented right off the bat. Okay, so now that we have those 2 colors laid down, I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This is just a Sephora flat shader brush, but you can use whatever brush that you have. Just something to really pack the color on. So I'm just going to take those 2 yellow shades again and just pack these onto our lid. Take that big fluffy brush that we were just using and just kind of start to blend those yellow shades out. And I'm gonna actually take a little bit of this muted warmer yellow shade in the James Charles palette. I don't know what the name is, but I'm going to be taking that shade a little bit on my brush as well, and just helping to blend. And then I'm just going to take the flat shader brush and just take those shades again. So now that we have that blended, I'm going to go ahead and go with my Fenty bronzer. Mine is in the shade In the Sun. So it's a little bit more of a cooler bronzer. So I didn't want to use anything too warm. And I'm just going to go with a separate M441 brush and just swirl my brush into this. And really tap it off so we don't get too much product onto our eye. We're just going to use a really light hand and kind of just define it and just add a little bit more definition. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually, you don't have to do this part, but I don't wear, as you know, I don't wear false lashes, so I really want to make my lashes pop and kind of separate the yellow and kind of give it just a little bit more definition. I'm going to take this shade Shady in the Lunar Beauty palette on a flat, what do you call this? Flat definer brush? A flat definer brush. And just take this right up to my lash line. And I'm just going to do like a small, really thin line. You can use liquid liner if you want. I just don't have any right now. The NYX liquid liner is really good if you want to use that one. I just don't want to create anything too harsh. But if you're wearing fake lashes, I probably would use a liquid liner just so it's a little bit darker than this eyeshadow. And then I'm just going to take a pencil brush. This is the M431 and just start to blend that out a little. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm going to apply mascara. I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational and the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and I'm just going to go do those off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've applied mascara, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover Rx primer. I just did about 2 pumps. Even if you have oily skin, you can still use this primer. It just adds a nice little bit of hydration and it's a little bit tacky. So it's really gonna make your foundation last a little bit longer. Okay, so for foundation, I'm gonna be using the lauramercier Flawless Lumière Radiance Perfecting Foundation, and mine is in the shade 1 in 1 or cream. And I'm just gonna pump some of this onto the back of my hand. I'm actually gonna apply this with the foundation brush. I've really been liking doing this. I used to do this all the time, but I feel like it just kind of gives you more coverage and really works it into the skin. And then I'll go back in with my sponge and blend everything in. Go back in with my Morphe sponge, just blend this foundation out. I really like this foundation. I would say it's more of a satin matte foundation. I wouldn't say it's luminous, but I do still really need to set it, especially in the summertime, because I do have oily skin, but it's still a very pretty, natural looking foundation. Okay, so now that we have a light layer of foundation down, I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Mine is in the shade Swan. I've really been liking this concealer. I'm not going to do too crazy with it. This concealer has really good coverage, but it's not drying. So I'm just going to blend it in on my chin. Okay, I'm going to take some of my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder and I'm just going to set underneath my eyes. I'm going to use the E3 brush. just going to take a bigger fluffy brush, just the E2, and just set the rest of my face. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and bronze up our face. That same Fenty bronzer on a M527 brush. And I'm just going to contour. I'm going to use my favorite contour brush. This is the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill JH05 brush. So now I'm going to go ahead and bake. I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and my Maybelline Fit Me loose powder and just bake underneath my eye and everywhere as I normally bake. So while I'm baking, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. And I'm basically just going to use the same colors that I used on top. So I'm just going to take this M506 and take those two yellows from the Lunar Beauty palette and the Morphe palette. Take a little bit of that Fenty bronzer on that same brush and just blend that out. And now I'm just going to push in my bake. And I'm just going to wipe the rest of it away with the E3 brush. So now I'm just going to go ahead and contour my nose. I'm just going to go with that Fenty bronzer. I'm going to use the E62 brush. I'm just going to blend that in with my foundation sponge. Okay, so now I'm just going to spray my face. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And I'm just going to go in with my highlight. I'm going to mix Champagne Pop and Moonstone by BECCA. I'm going to use the Anastasia A23 brush. Two highlights on a E36 brush and just highlight my nose. I'm actually going to take the white in the Lunar Beauty palette and put that in the inner corners first, just because I want it really bright in my inner corners and I don't want it to look too dark. I'm going to take Moonstone and put that right over that. Okay, so then we're going with blush. I'm going to use the Milani Luminoso Blush. And just blend my highlight together. I'm going to use the Morphe E4 brush. Honestly, I think with this look, you kind of could use a lot of blush. Like it just makes it look more spring. Take my sponge and just kind of go over that so it's not too crazy. I'm going to spray my face one more time. Okay, so for lips, I'm just going to go in with the NYX Soft Spoken Liner and just line my lips. I end up going in with MAC Velvet Teddy instead of the 101 lipstick, and I might just leave it matte, I think. I'm just gonna blend these together. I'm just gonna use the E35 brush. Oh, I need to add lower lash mascara, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my hair off camera, and I'll be right back to finish this video. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it wasn't too hard. It was pretty easy. It was just a couple eyeshadows and a bronzer to get this spring look, and I really love how it turned out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!